What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the show. Look, I don't even know if this was an accident or intentional, but David Schwartz, Ripple CTO, at least until the end of the year, he might have just leaked XRP's real price. He posted something that vanished within minutes, but not before screenshots hit the web. And if this number is what it looks like, it changes everything we thought we knew about XRP's ceiling. Stay locked in because this connects to Bitcoin's 50-day countdown, ISO 20022, and a quiet rate cut setup that could trigger the next leg of this bull run. Folks, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, do me a favor, press that thumbs up. It's the ultimate way to support the channel. We got a lot to cover, so without any further delay, let's jump into it. Bitcoin, 104,497. It's currently down 1.3%. ETH coming in at 3,544. It's currently down 1.27%. And XRP still ranging. Remember, those ETFs can now go live any minute now. I had to take a guess. As I told you in the first video of the day, tomorrow is going to be today, with today being Veterans Day. And thank you for everyone who has served or who is currently serving. We appreciate your services and stay safe out there. Total cryptocurrency market cap, 3.57 trillion. Let's jump over to this. An article from XRPrightnow.com published this morning. We're going to start this setup. Look, the market's been weird lately. Bitcoin's flirting with 105,000, a little resistant area. ETH is hanging around 3,500, and XRP is holding strong in its range at $2.45, while we are seeing a lot of the market bleed. Altcoins, especially XRP and Solana, while Bitcoin linked products, are seeing record outflows. We have $932 million, as you can see right here on your screen, has flowed out of Bitcoin's exchange-traded products since last week alone, while Solana has pulled in $118 million, and XRP has grabbed over $28 million in fresh inflows. That's institutional rotation. Quiet, deliberate, and guess what? It's happening while everyone is distracted by ETF headlines. As we scroll down, we can see right here, it states that Europe and Latin America are showing a huge appetite for XRP while the US bleeds capital. Switzerland pulled in 49 million, Germany 41 million, and Brazil even grabbed 12 million in fresh inflows. You know what this means, right? The tide is turning, and in the middle of that, well, the leak has happened. And look, before all the madness happens, make sure you are prepared and you are not chasing. If you don't have a strategy for when XRP rips, if you don't know what you're going to do, maybe you're part of the crew that wants to lend. Maybe you're looking for yield. Maybe you're looking for tax advantages. Well, now's the time to get that call set up before it's too late and they are all gone. We'll define your winning XRP plan, staking, exit ladders, passive yields, if that's what you're interested in. All tailored around your goals and tax setup. Stop guessing. Start building your blueprint. Slots are open, so make sure you book your call today. And now let's talk about what David Schwartz actually posted. So out of nowhere last night, Schwartz comes out, puts a tweet out, and he tweets a number out. $74.24. $74.24. No real context behind it, no real explanation, just a number. Within minutes, that post disappeared. But of course, not before the internet and our Twitter people were able to grab screenshots of it. So people are asking, was it a glitch? Was it a dev environment tied to ISO 20022 pilot pricing? Or was it an intentional breadcrumb showing what the institutional ledger values XRP at behind the scenes? Now think about it for a second. Ripple's working with banks, private ledgers. They don't trade on retail exchanges. If those transactions are settling at higher internal values, could that explain everything here? Schwartz deleting it though, it only made it worse. Because now the community believes he revealed the institutional conversion rate of XRP, the price before it hits the public markets. If $74.24 is even remotely connected to pilot testing data, hey, that's not a meme. That's the blueprint. And I want to bring you back to this back in 2018, where Robbie Michneck and Susan Athey put out their fundamental valuation framework for crypto assets. They went over the best case and worst case scenarios in 2018 on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. As we scroll down, and remember, Robbie now works at BlackRock, right? The same BlackRock that was just at Ripple Swell event. And they stated in here that a high estimate on XRP at the time would be around $32.91 with a low estimate around $6.37. Now, I want to remind you, according to this paperwork, this was based on XRP's success case with a 25% probability to that. We are way above that as far as its success case. With all the partnerships, central banks, the White House meetings that are going on, the transatlantic coin being developed with Ripple in between the UK and the US. And this is very old, remember. So, could that number come down to that? It's going to be very interesting to see. But then, like clockwork, we got Eric Trump coming out, and he's dropping Bitcoin is about to go parabolic in the next 50 days. Listen up.
And the future is incredible. The future is bright. The future is incredible. And I think fourth quarter of this year is going to be unbelievable for a host of reasons. So super excited.
How do you think Bitcoin's going to go?
I've always said that I think in time, Bitcoin surpasses $1 million. I think with quantitative easing that we're going to have starting tomorrow when the announcement's made, and all signs point in the right direction, unless this guy's really off his rocker, but then he's going to just get laughed out of this country. But I think starting tomorrow, you're going to see right drops. You see what's happening with M2, which is the money supply around the world, which is skyrocketing right now. Fourth quarter has always historically been the best quarter, or generally the best quarter for cryptocurrencies in the future.
Now look, when politicians start echoing market sentiment, it's usually because the inside conversations, they have already started. If Bitcoin's next move hits within 50 days, which puts us as the time frame we have talked about, Q4, the rotation into altcoins like XRP, it could be nuclear. And with a potential ETF live, institutional money, it doesn't need to guess anymore. They can just allocate, which gets us over to this, and Smoke drops this. TD Bank quietly updates their institutional memo. Let me blow this up for you. It states that ISO 20022 is a new way to facilitate digital interbank payments. Ripple is a new technology approach to interbank financial transfers. You can see it on your screen, folks. That's not hype. That's a bank naming Ripple directly in a live document. I want you to understand that for a second. TD Bank is no slouch here. You understand that, right? ISO 20022 is the global language of money moving forward. The one all banks must adopt. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, and that cutover is this month. So when you combine that with the 7424 leak, you start to see a pattern that the rails are being tested in real time, and XRP is already being priced internally within that system. ISO 20022 plus Ripple, hey, you got your new Swift. And as Swift took decades to process trillions daily, Ripple can do it instantly. You're not early. You're sitting on the protocol layer of the next financial internet, which gets us to this. Just in, 7 out of 12 FOMC members now support a 50-point rate cut in December. That is your green light for liquidity. If the Fed actually cuts into this setup, every risk asset, including crypto, gets turbocharged. You got XRP ETF filings done, ISO rails tested, banks naming Ripple, and now a Fed pivoted lining up. Hey, it's not coincidence, folks. This is orchestration right here. This is how bull runs are engineered. You get rate cuts, which leads you into a flood of liquidity, which leads you into the ETFs launch, which the institutions know best, the ETFs, so they know how to get in and out of the markets, and then banks settle and your price goes vertical. Make sure you join the newsletter below. Remember, we're not in a bull market yet. We're in the compression phase. The coil before detonation. David Schwartz, 7424, wasn't a random number. It was a signal. Between ETF filings, rate cuts, and ISO integration, we're seeing a financial reset unfold quietly in real time. And when it flips, it's going to be too late to get ready. So don't watch this one from the sidelines. Prepare, position, and understand what is actually happening. Because when XRP finally trades where it's meant to be, $74, hey, that might just be your starting point. I'm going to leave it right there. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Remember, tomorrow, live show, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see all y'all on the next one.